Hey, what's going on, guys? We're live again with another video. Ahead of a big matchup on Sunday in a London derby, Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. A game where our season really depends on and could really well and truly be derailed in the Premier League if we fail to beat Chelsea. For me, it will be really hard for us to come back from, especially considering the fact that we've dropped points and haven't scored a game since Bournemouth at the Vitality Stadium. With that being said, Mikel Arteta and Enzo Maresca, both managers, have done their press conferences. I'm going to give you guys a live breakdown of both of their press conferences, talk about injury updates, talk about Cole Palmer's availability, and any indications of Arsenal's lineup going ahead of a big matchup in a London derby at Stamford Bridge. With that being said, guys, if you are new and haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I am currently on the road to 9,000 subscribers. If you guys haven't already seen my previous videos, today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is around 8 p.m. UK time, I'll be doing a live opposition preview with my two Chelsea fan friends, Carlito and Jesters. We'll be doing a breakdown of Arsenal's availability, Arsenal's predicted 11, Chelsea's predicted 11, a combined 11 for this London derby, and also how Arsenal plan to tactically set up. Will we be able to handle the test of Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge? Chelsea, to some extent, are in better form than us. Yes, they did beat Noah's Ark 8-0, FC Noah, who were just established in 2017. No disrespect to the Europa Conference League, but Arsenal are not doing the greatest of form, whether it be in the Champions League away games or whether it be in the Premier League away games. Arsenal have a creativity issue, and that's something that we're trying to eradicate in this game away at Stamford Bridge. Good morning, BX. Hope you're well. And we scored versus Liverpool. Yes, we did. But I think our last goal was against Bournemouth, is what I'm trying to say, against Bournemouth away games. But yeah, you're right. We did score versus Liverpool. Hi, Kenny. I'm enjoying this Arsenal fall off. Kenny, you hold tight. You guys are waiting for Amorim to take over. United dealing with some injuries. Kobe Manu. Amad Diallo getting a brace for you guys yesterday in the Europa League. But Kenny, you can't even have conversations with us in the Champions League table this season. Hi, Jordan. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Of course, you'll always correct me, but I was talking specifically about the league. Preston away is in a cup. I was talking specifically about the league. But guys, I'll go straight to the press conferences of Arteta and Enzo Maresca. There's a lot to be uncovered, and even some injury concerns with Declan Rice's toe injury. I did talk to you guys about it briefly, and I said that it could be well and truly mind games from Mikel Arteta. I'm not going to push the panic button just yet, but if we fail to beat Chelsea, our season in terms of the Premier League and being in contention for the league title is a bit up in the air. With that being said, I'm not going to write us off just yet. We have yet to play Chelsea, and if we could come back into form, especially having some creativity going into this game, it'll help our attackers a lot, and even getting back on form before the international break, where afterwards we have to play Nottingham Forest at home, who are no pushovers. This season, Nottingham Forest, as it stands, are above us in the league, and have even taken off points from Liverpool at Anfield. I'm going to cue the intro, and we're going to break down the press conferences of both Enzo Maresca and Mikel Arteta. There are some questions regarding Cole Palmer's availability and Jadon Sancho. My friends who are going to come online at 3 p.m., we're going to be talking about the Chelsea game, and they're going to be giving you their strongest 11. I told them, when we beat you at the bridge, I don't want to hear any excuses that, oh, we didn't have Palmer, we didn't have Sancho. I want Chelsea to bring their strongest 11 to their backyard, and I hope Arsenal will expect to do the same. Guys, I'll cue the intro now, and we'll go ahead and break down everything Mikel Arteta said in his press conference ahead of Chelsea away at the bridge. Hey, what's going on, guys? If you haven't already checked out my previous videos, I did an Inter Milan watch along Although it wasn't necessarily a bright performance from us, we lost 1-0 to Inter Milan away at the San Siro. I also did a match review of that. So I think over here, you'll see my previous videos. I go live. I try to go live almost every week now, at least once or twice a week, to give you guys the breakdown of our games, whether it be home or away, land or sea, in the Premier League or in the Champions League. I try to give you guys my unbiased review of each game as it stands. You're right. Our last away goal in the league was Gabriel versus Man City. We need to get it together ASAP and finish the year strong. 100% BX, and literally it's 3 points or bust on Sunday, and it's a London derby. It's really important for us to get back into form. We are struggling. Even before, our midfielders used to score goals for fun. We would have goals coming from Uncle Party. We would have goals coming from Declan Rice. And right now, we're struggling to have that. Hi, Mohammed. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. I'm going to start first with what Enzo Maresca had to say. As you guys know, I think one of the biggest threats in this Chelsea team is former Man City player Cole Palmer. I still can't believe Man City let Cole Palmer go to Chelsea. But you can't deny it. Cole Palmer is a very influential player, whether it be for club or country for England. His availability in this game yesterday against Noah's Ark, FC Noah, he did not play and he was a bit limping. Um, Enzo Maresca comes out and says that Cole Palmer is getting better, and they still have 2 training sessions ahead of the game. I think today and tomorrow's training sessions. Chelsea only have 2 days rest before the game at the Bridge, whereas Arsenal have 3 days because Chelsea played Europa Conference League yesterday. In terms of Cole Palmer's availability, however, Enzo Maresca says hopefully we'll make a decision after the final training session on Saturday, and they'll take a decision once he's played, whether he's fit or to play or not. And regarding Jadon Sancho's availability, Enzo Maresca did previously say ahead of the press conference ahead of FC Noah, he said that Sancho, if he's not able to play against Arsenal, his next appearance would be after the international break for Chelsea. Other than that, I don't think there's any other major injury concerns for Chelsea's players. Enzo Maresca hasn't really said anything regarding Jadon Sancho today, but before his press conference of FC Noah, he did talk about um, the availability of Jadon Sancho, and if he's not able to play against Arsenal, he would then be back for um, after the international break. With that being said, Arsenal do have some injury updates, and I'm going to be breaking down to you each and every injury update we have. Arteta did talk about Moreno. Arteta talked about Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard. As you guys know, Kai Havertz had a head injury bust up in the last game against Inter Milan, which is why Odegaard was a forced substitution on the pitch. In my opinion, I don't think he was even meant to be coming on in that game. I think he was going to be rested fully for that game before Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge. Mikel Arteta provides an injury update in terms of match fitness for Declan Rice. Declan Rice is at the moment a doubt ahead of Arsenal's matchup away at Stamford Bridge. Declan Rice sustained a foot injury against Newcastle away at St. James Park and was unavailable, did not travel with the Arsenal squad to Inter Milan away at the San Siro midweek. Arteta would not commit on whether or not Rice would be available this weekend. In my opinion, I think this is mind games. Previously, Arteta said the reason why he didn't travel to Inter Milan was because he couldn't get his foot on. He hasn't his boot on. He hasn't trained yet. He has a toe-related injury, and Arteta simply says today they don't know whether he will be available against Chelsea. If Declan Rice is not available to play, I personally think this is mind games from the gaffer. But Partey is available and Jorginho is available. And to sum up simply, there's enough to scatter these 600 million midfielders of theirs. There's enough for Arsenal to handle the midfield battle. Is Reece James fit and playing? I don't think Reece James will start for Chelsea, and I also don't think he is fit. Enzo Maresca did not mention anything in relation to Reece James's availability, but if you guys saw the England squad, he wasn't even He wasn't even picked for the England squad. I don't think he's available for this game, but nothing has been mentioned in terms of whether his availability for the Chelsea game or not. And even previously with Reece James, I don't think he's been much of a threat, especially this season. He's not been available, and we can only go off players that have availability, that are available for us. I think the major update that Enzo Maresca provided in his press conference was in relation to Cole Palmer's injury, who's to be further assessed ahead of one more training session for Chelsea on Saturday. Arteta did mention that Declan Rice did not train yet, and it's not clear whether he'll play or not. Um, in terms of Kai Havertz's head injury, Arteta says Havertz is also a doubt to face his former club Chelsea away at the Bridge. He did have a cut through his head in the end of the Inter Milan game where he had to receive stitches. He did get stitches. In my opinion, I think play on. He'll be fine to play. In the past, players used to play through worse injuries. Cesc Fabregas took a penalty with his broken leg, which was a match equalizer. And in the past, players used to play with a lot more serious injuries. I'm not encouraging it, but it is the facts. Um, Mikel Marino apparently is a doubt with a head injury. The Spaniard was forced off at halftime during the Wednesday midweek game against Inter Milan because he had a head injury with Jan Sommer, Inter Milan's goalkeeper. But Arteta did say that Marino will be fine and it's not anything serious. Arteta likes to keep his cards close, as I've said pretty much in every press conference I've done since Preston away in the cup. Arteta says that in terms of Kai Havertz, I think he'll also be fine to play. I don't think it's anything serious, and Arteta surely would love to play Kai Havertz against his former club. I agree with you, Mohammed. It should have been a penalty. I think in the Premier League, the penalty that was given against Marino for the handball would never have been given in the Premier League, and I did say that in my review. Um, BX says it's well and truly past time for mind games from the manager. A bit of positivity and leadership is what we're all lacking. Come out and make some statements that people can rally and get behind. 100%. Um, I think in terms of Declan Rice's injury, Arteta's being really vague. He doesn't really want to give too much away, but also there's not really clarity into whether he'll be available to play. He hasn't yet trained. In terms of Martin Odegaard, Arteta provides us an update saying that everybody in the squad is going to be fit and available to start the game. Whether whoever is making the squad is basically in contention to start this game in the starting 11. I'm going to give you guys my predicted 11 for Arsenal when we do the preview, opposition preview at 3 p.m. I'll give you guys my breakdown of who I feel is worthy of being in the starting 11, whether that means playing the likes of Ethan Nwaneri or playing the likes of Leandro Trossard. As you guys know, previous games, Leandro Trossard hasn't necessarily been as sharp as we want him to be, and sometimes it's not a bad thing to hold bench and observe from the bench or come on from the bench, come off of the bench as an impact substitution. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Um, I think Odegaard is the most crucial need at the moment for this game. Um, with Rice, if it's a broken toe, he can have a couple of needles of anesthesia, and continue to play the game. Injections. Players used to do this, and I think still they do this. I think though, however, any weight or movement on his toe might be too painful for him to play. So we'll see whether he trains or not in their final training session on Saturday. Um, I do think maybe we could start Jorginho in this game, Partey and Odegaard. In my opinion, this is a must start for Odegaard. If Odegaard was fine to be on the bench against Inter Milan midweek, yes, I know in the Champions League there's a bigger bench for the Champions League games, two more players than the Premier League bench. But with that being said, he did come on as a forced substitution for Havertz's injury. I need Odegaard to start this game. Arsenal have not had any creativity from the midfield to the attack. Whether, regardless of who our attackers are, there has not been any service to some of our attackers. And in my opinion, this is a must start game for Martin Odegaard. We really need his spark of creativity back in the midfield and also to help our attackers out. You can see how much Kai Havertz has been missing Martin Odegaard in this team. Mohammed mentions a good point. No Raheem Sterling for this game. Raheem Sterling is unavailable for selection for this game entirely due to parent club loan. As you guys know, Arsenal signed Raheem Sterling on loan this summer transfer window, and because he is on a loan, the rules are that he's unavailable to play against um, his parent club, home or away. So Raheem Sterling's unavailable. Mohammed says put Ethan in the 10. I'm not against that, but I would stick to Havertz, Partey, and Jorginho. I think it's more experienced midfield. And with Jorginho, you get the passing ability, passing control, and ball control. His passing range is very good. It's just the only thing of Jorginho is he doesn't have pace. But I think a lot of people don't give Thomas Partey enough credit. I know a lot of people are quick to slate Thomas Partey, but when Thomas Partey is fit, which he has been this season, I wasn't really sure how this season was gonna go with the likes of Thomas Partey still staying with Arsenal, but he's been outstanding recently. He's been consistent game after game. This team isn't functioning in the way that we all would like to see it, but currently Thomas Partey's form has been quite good. Um, I think individually he's doing well, but in terms of a team suffering against Inter Milan, we suffered to some extent in that second half. I don't think it was a worse performance as some people made it out to be. But against Bournemouth and against Newcastle, especially, we were shocking against Newcastle. And that's not what I want to see against Chelsea away at the Bridge. Chelsea are definitely up for this game, considering it's a London derby and they would want to take points off of us. The last time we met Chelsea away at the Bridge, we drew 2-2. After being 2-0 down, Declan Rice scored and Leandro Trossard scored the equalizer, beating Sanchez near his post. This is a big London derby for us. Some people will say form goes out the window, but with that being said, Arsenal are in precarious form at the moment, and it's not looking good. This is a must-win game for Arsenal, and I can't stress that enough. Mohammed says Thomas Partey in midfield, not right back. 100% Mohammed. Um, this is a game where we can finally have Partey in his original position. As you guys know, Martin Odegaard is back. And I would start Odegaard for this game. I think all of you in the chat, if you disagree with me on this, please let me know in the comments. But for me, Martin Odegaard is a must start for this game. I'll give you guys my lineup in my preview, but I'll just touch upon it briefly and give you guys my reasoning in my preview at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 8 p.m. UK time. My lineup for this game, considering Odegaard's availability and Declan Rice is fine to go, this would be my lineup. Raya in goal, Ben White, right back, Saliba Gabriel, center back partnership, Timber, um, I'm not sure if I'll start Timber in this game. Maybe you can start Zinchenko. Some people say Zinchenko's not really good defensively, but I think Zinchenko may be worth to start this game. So my lineup against Chelsea, I would play Timber. I don't know if this is a game for Zinchenko. Maybe I'm not being so harsh. I'm being so harsh on Zinchenko, but I think this is a game for Timber. But if Timber is not fully fit and playing through an injury, which we're unsure of, I don't think there's any issue with Timber. So my lineup would be to have Timber in left back, and my midfield picks itself. Partey, Rice, Odegaard. Go with our strongest midfield. Go with the players that are available. If Odegaard is available for selection, um, in this game, I would definitely start him for this game. And he walks straight back into Arsenal's starting 11. Then I'd do a midfield of Partey, Rice, Odegaard, and my front three picks itself of Martinelli on the left, Kai Havertz in the middle, and Bukayo Saka on the right. Some of you will say maybe rest Yuri and Timber and play Zinchenko, but I don't think this is a game for Zinchenko. Some people will say Zinchenko has more solid, wise defensive capabilities, but I don't think this is the case, and I would rather play Timber. Captain Odegaard to start, 100% Mohammed. I agree with you. Hi, hi Daniel. Hope you're well. We're playing against you guys on Sunday. May the best team win. Trossard on the bench. I also have Trossard on the bench. When your strongest 11 is available, especially for our midfielders, Partey, Rice, Odegaard is the midfield we need. If Odegaard is not available to start, then I'll play Ethan Nwaneri to start in Odegaard's position, but I would not play Trossard in this game. Combined 11 of Arsenal, Chelsea. We will cover that in my preview at 3 p.m. I don't want to give it away in this video, but the key talking points from Mikel Arteta'S press conference today is injury updates to Arsenal of Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Cole Palmer's availability. We also have injury update from Kai Havertz's head injury and Mikel Marino's head clash with Jan Sommer. This is a big London derby for us, so it's crucial that we pick our most strongest 11 available. And Arteta said that any player that's available and going to this game at Stamford Bridge is in contention for starting 11. If they are being fit enough to be picked for this bench, they're fit enough to start. But we must pick players based on their availability and based on their recent performances. And in that case, I would not start Trossard in this game. I agree with Mohamed, Trossard on the bench for me, and it's not a bad thing to sometimes observe from the bench or come off the bench as an impact substitution. Curve Glass, thank you for joining. I really appreciate all of you tuning into my stream. I thought I'd go live quickly to uncover everything you need to know about Arteta's press conference ahead of the game against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge on Sunday. Guys, this is a crucial game for us. It's not the time to be fooling around with our lineups. We need to play our strongest 11 available, and we need to know who is available for this game. Arteta is giving us loose updates on whether Declan Rice will play or not due to him sustaining a foot injury, broken toe against Newcastle. I think Declan Rice will take injections and still play this game. I'm sure he would want to play this game, but if Declan Rice is not available, that's a bit worrying. It would have been Declan Rice versus Caicedo matchup, and Declan Rice is someone who's really good at breaking down the lines. We missed him against Inter Milan and his ability to do that effortlessly. This is a must-win game for us, and it's time for us to get back to winning games. But I'll see you all for my preview at 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll be uncovering all you guys need to know about the matchup against Chelsea away at the Bridge, players' availability, our combined 11 of Chelsea, Arsenal, and our head-to-head matchups previously with Chelsea, as well as what I think we're going to do tactically and my score predictions for this game. Big up to each and every one of you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Those of you watching on Twitter or watching on YouTube, if you are watching this video on preview, this is just everything you need to know about what Maresca says about Cole Palmer's availability, and also what Mikel Arteta, our gaffer, says about our players' availability, and who he's going to pick for this starting 11. It's a big game on Sunday. It's a must-win for us. Come on, you Gunners, and I'll see you all at 8 p.m. when I go live for my match preview as we proceed to go away to Stamford Bridge. Come on, you Gunners. This is a crucial game for us in a London derby, and it's a must-win. 3 points to come back to the Emirates and back to winning games before the international break for 2 weeks. Take care, everyone. I'll see you all at 8 p.m. UK time for my opposition fan preview. Adios, everyone. Have a wonderful Friday and a good afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world. Take care, everyone, and adios. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. As I said earlier, I'll see you all for my preview at 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'll have some opposition Chelsea fans. We'll see everything they want to say ahead of this game. I'm sure they're a lot more confident playing in their own backyard against us, but let's give them a piece of our mind and give us confidence we need ahead of this game. This is a must-win game for Arsenal, and it's crucial we get all 3 points. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all later today. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.